Welcome back, one and all, my friends. It is time for part 3. Case Study 1. Being a case study of that guy at work in 40K. We left Luke to his own devices, assembling and painting his own army. As it turned out, his modeling left a lot to be desired. Marine chests on upside down, grenades glued to bolters, that kind of thing. And his painting technique seemed to consist of dipping the models in emulsion and then using a Sharpie to draw eyes on the finished product. The beautifully painted color test models turned out, after extreme questioning with a pair of clothes pegs, to be his sister's work. If you're out there, Luke's sister, I would gladly pay you to paint an army for me. We decided to run a test game. Luke's Grey Knight detachment and my Fist's army versus 2,000 points of Tyranids. We weren't bothered about strict rules since I was kind of the only vet at the table, so out of sportsmanship we allowed the Tyranid players to ignore the force organization limits. A big mistake, but I digress. Fast forward to turn 4, and the Fists have managed to whittle down the huge Tyranid army into 2 squads of bottle caps, gene stealers, 2 hive tyrants, and a carnifex, with minimal losses in return. Luke's Grey Knights have hidden behind the Imperial ruins all game. They have refused to move. He is grinning like an idiot, beads of sweat pouring down his face. My earwax is starting to melt and leak out of my ears, such is the smell. The assault comes next turn, and my commander, Dreadnought, and remaining Marine squads get into position to accept the charge, assuming we'll be backed up by the Grey Knights. The charge comes, and miraculously, there are units standing at the end of it. My commander himself manages to fell one of the hive tyrants with his thunderhammer, whilst the Carnifex smashes the Dreadnought to bits. The Marines on the flank manage to hold out against another tyrant. Barely. This is the point where the Knights charge in and save the day. We go to the movement phase. He moves the Grey Knights away from the combat. Silence falls over the table, and I give Luke the horrified look of a boned teammate. He grinned, exposing his greenish-gray teeth and melting my eyebrows. With a halitosis reply, he says, "I'll let you die and run in and take all the glory." He passes his shooting phase. No gene stealers die. My mouth almost hits the table at the moronic actions of this man. But he is adamant, and he sticks to his plan. I charge the Carnifex with my commander. I'm wiped out in the next combat. Then I go to hit my head against the wall. The next turn, the Tyranids move 12 inches and assault 6, easily getting all of his Grey Knights. He is wiped off the board in a single turn, still grinning like an idiot. In later months, he will boast to people about the match he played where his 1,000-point army almost beat a 4,000-point Tyranid army, and that wasn't using the Force org chart. Here endeth Case Study 1. So, time passes, and Luke finally gets his own decks, Samurai and the U/B Broodstar Precon. He is hilariously bad at magic, managing to get into board-winning positions and then do nothing except grin and threaten people he can't attack with attacking. If they don't do what he wants, I don't know what his plan is. He then sulks whenever he doesn't win, which is all the time. Meanwhile, the statuses of my own decks are improving, although some of the ones that he used at the start have to be sleeved. As he grows more unkempt, I can breathe alarmingly clear whenever he's around. I begin to suspect that perhaps his crystallized sweat is what makes these cards so sticky. His decks are sleeved, with the exception of one particularly terrible one, which was incinerated. Around this time, we decided to play a uni house game of 3.5. A DM is nominated and we start in on the game. The game is hilariously bad, full of DMPC, railroading, and badly written original fiction from the DM who based the entire campaign on his 218-page book in the making. It's another story altogether, one I might rage about some other time. For posterity, Luke's character background reads like this. I'm the leader of the small gang of thieves. We were hired to steal a jewel from the king of the land. We was in an inn when approached by the powerful stalker who made us go. Yeah, he played a CE rogue in a party of neutral and good PCs. In a setting full of lawful good NPCs, whilst telling them that he was chaotic evil, and he would love if they would help him stab up the party. He'd insult at everyone when he got imprisoned, shoved down holes for being obviously evil, used as a human shield, etc., etc. Then, of course, he decided to run his own game. Case Study 2. Case Study 2. Being a study of that guy being the DM. So skeptical as we all were, 3 of us rolled up 4th level characters and sat down at the table. This case study will be presented as a blow-by-blow. Okay, you're on a ship. How did we get here and why are we here? You just woke up on the ship. You're going to another land. Well, okay. I'll have a look around. Is there anyone to talk to? Anything that looks vaguely important to look at? There's nothing important to look at. You're locked in your cabin. Right. Well, if the situation's same for me, I'll use my lockpick skill and try to open the lock of my door. Yeah, you can't. It's magical. Breaks your lockpicks. Some time passes with us trying to interact with the world and being told we can't. Suddenly, the ship starts to roll around. You hear lightning overhead. The doors swing open on your cabins. But wait, weren't the doors... Everybody just kind of shrugs at each other. Okay. Anyway, we head up on the deck. It's been 5 minutes since the door swung open, right? Yeah, about that. Everybody seems to abandon ship. The skies is dark and there's a big storm. A huge wave, must be about 100 feet high, rises up to crash down on the ship. Make a reflex save. Saves turn up 5, 15, and a natural 20. Yeah, y'all managed to leap out the way. We assume that a hole opened up in the 100-foot high wave, which is why we all managed to not be hit by it, and why the ship didn't sink. We managed to find our way to an obviously unsafe life raft, which sinks the moment we get away from the ship. We make our checks to swim, failing miserably, and are informed that we are in fact drowning. And that's me unconscious too. Y'all wake up, you're in a cell which looks like it's made out the cave. Wait, what? It was all a dream. You can't tell how you got here. A man in full plate suddenly appears in front of you. He's laughing. Ha ha! Now that you're captured, the Resistance has no chance to defeat me. What Resistance? He then teleports away. What do you do? Well, I'll try to pick the lock on the cell we're being held in. You can't. That horrible fucking grin. I notice the sweat. The massive sweat patches under his arms. Well, okay, I'll try to kick the door out then. On closer inspection, the cell is enclosed by a completely invisible, indestructible wall of force. And so we wait until his DMPC turns up and dispels the wall of force somehow. Gosh, we're all really impressed. Who are you? Blah blah, leader of Resistance, blah blah, getting killed at dawn or something. Different colored eyes, who fucking cares? Oh great. So can you get us out of here? Yes. If you'll help me. At this point, Luke does an icy flirt with player 2. The look on Player 2's face was pretty fucking priceless. I shall remember it till the end of time. And you, my friends, will find out what happens in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. If you're enjoying this, and you want to keep this channel going, or you want to keep the lights on in this fucking place, you can do that by donating to my Patreon, or buying stuff from the merch store. And if you have your own story that you'd like me to read, you can do that by sending it to r/Moonhorse Stories. I check it every day, and I will see your messages. Or stories, rather. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. I love you all, and goodbye!